This is Mark and Charity's Coffee Podcast.
It's Mark and Charity Coffee Podcast for Tuesday, October the 18th. Charity is indeed back.
Hi.
As I psychically predicted yesterday.
I couldn't leave you 2 days in a row. I would have to be like down and out to miss 2 days in a row, like bad. I can only ever remember that happening once.
Where you were sick for a day and then said...
2 days.
But after one day, you expected to be home for one and then said, I'm actually going to do two.
Yeah.
Because you never do.
Yeah. No, I don't feel right doing that. But yes, I remember it was 2017. I remember exactly. It was between Christmas and New Year's.
It wasn't here then.
No.
So you've
and
never
I felt
done that
horrible.
Here.
I have never felt like that before, like physically, but also guilty. Like I felt guilty being away that long, but physically I've never felt that bad. And I know exactly, I just let myself get run down, getting geared up for the holidays. And then boom, it hit me. And my body just said, nope. In 2 days I was out.
Don't we all know somebody or a bunch of people where we work who always take a lot of sick days?
Yep.
And Charity and I literally are not the only two people in the radio station, not by a long shot, but the two that come to mind, who will literally do whatever we can to come back to work, which is probably wrong because of the pandemic. But we never take sick days.
I've always had that impression of you. You don't take sick days. And I hope I give you that impression too. I do. There's some pride in that.
Yeah. What is it about that? I know. What is it about that?
Yeah.
Because what do we get? 12 sick days a year?
Oh, that's
something
a lot.
Like that.
I was going to say 6.
I'm not sure I've taken 12 since I've worked here for 25 years.
I've definitely taken more than you. I would say probably 3 or 4 since I've been here.
Right.
This might be COVID aside, maybe the second one I've taken this year.
Yeah, I know.
Because there was time in January I was home, but I still worked from home. I think there might have been one day during that period where I slept in, but the rest of the time got up and worked. I pride myself on that. That's one of the things I'm quite proud of.
But the threshold of taking a sick day is lower now. Before it used to be you'd have to prove it, doctor. Now I'm going to take a sick day. Thank you. Good for you. Mm-hmm. You do that.
Well, and that's the thing. I would never question you. If you took a sick day, it'd be like, oh, he must.
Well, that's why when you texted me Sunday night, it's like, oh my gosh, who's going to be organizing the wake and the funeral if Charity's taking it? Because you literally would have to be on her deathbed.
No, for more than one day, yes.
Wow, yeah.
But I'm not going to lie, I felt bad. I shouldn't say I felt bad.
I feel horrible.
I feel bad because I know when I'm not here, now I know it's not a lot, but it does add more to your plate. I know you do a lot here anyway, and it's minimal what I bring or put on you when I'm not here. But that's how I look at it. If I'm not here, that does put more on you. And that's why I don't like, if I need it, but not without that thought of, oh, now I've ruined his day tomorrow.
Doesn't bother me.
Well, I'm glad to hear that, but there's that thought, right? And you have said that to me too. When you're not here, you feel bad because now I'm doing stuff, which again, I have the same attitude where it's like, whatever, it's fine.
Yeah.
I'll get you back. Don't worry.
You're going to get a 10-minute podcast, everybody. You're not getting 30. What am I going to talk about for half an hour? Thank goodness Suzanne Andrews picked up the phone yesterday.
But even with the kids, I find I do that. Like they have to be really sick for them to, you're going to school.
Funny, right? How we project our feelings on.
And I tease my mom too. Like there had to be bone or blood gushing before we got any sympathy from my mother. And not that my mother's I love my mom dearly.
Oh no, I get it.
But she's a nurse. So I always played that too. So it was always like, you're fine. You are fine. Suck it up.
Yeah.
Let's go. So it's kind of that.
Do you know why I never took sick days in school? I just remembered as you said it, and that was because of my mother. Because my mother's cures were worse than any illness I could have had. And I'm going back. So I was born in 1963. So that was before there were doctors. This is before medicine. You went, oh my gosh, I just remembered.
Did you pass them down to your kids? Did you do it to your kids?
No, I would never do it.
Oh, was it that bad?
This is what my mom would do. So if I had a cold or a sore throat, I would never tell her I had a sore throat because there was like an old ripped up t-shirt rag.
Yeah.
And she would slather it in Vicks Vapor Rub, put it around my neck with a safety pin, and I'd have to wear like a harness.
We had a wool sock. My mom put a washcloth in a wool sock mark around your neck with the Vicks on her neck.
I'll go to school. Don't make me wear that.
But it worked.
Did it? I don't even remember if it healed me.
But we didn't have the rag. It was a wool sock.
I would sit so still because I didn't want to feel it on me. And if I moved, then it would be like all scratchy. Oh my gosh, I hated it.
Did she ever make you gargle?
Yep.
Because that was my mom's thing for
gargling. Yep.
We put, and I still do this actually, the salt water, but with a cap full of peroxide, and we would gargle that.
Oh, I don't know what that would do.
Clean out anything that was in there because peroxide cleans your cuts and wounds and everything.
Okay.
So it would.
But you can have that in your mouth?
Don't swallow it.
No, I get that, but that's what I mean. I wouldn't even. Okay.
Apparently, I did it as a child. I still do it, and I give it to my kids.
Then they
and they gargle. But my kids don't have sore throats, so maybe they're kind of they don't tell me now. Because I made them gargle.
I keep ear, nose, and throat doctors, and maybe that's because of what we do for a living, and I don't shut it once in a while. But ears, nose, and throat.
We should talk about this tomorrow. The remedies, the home remedies.
I think we're talking about it now.
Because my grandfather is 90. How old is he? 94 years old.
First word's a 9. It's impressive.
94 years old. And the running joke in our family is he will outlive all of us.
Yeah, for
my
sure.
grandfather, my grandmother too, but she has passed, whatever the fad was, they were part of it. They were on it. If someone told them that this was the miracle cure for everything, they would do it. Garlic used to be a big one in their house, I remember. And even now, still garlic. Oil of oregano, another one. Most recently in years, the last few years, has been Vicks. And I know it's not new, but for everything.
Now we got it for everything.
Everything. He uses Vicks. Doesn't matter what it is.
Arthritis. Vicks.
Rub it on everywhere, and it works.
Okay.
It works if you ask him. And to the point where I'm not going to lie, I've tried it.
Well, how do you argue with a guy who's lived 94 years?
Exactly. Like so much so that my mom has started using it more. I use it more than just during cold season. I've heard it's good on feet. I've tried it on feet with socks.
I've heard that.
Draw.
You put it on, draw stuff out.
Yep.
You put it on, and then you put socks on and get in bed.
There's a reason why people talk about this stuff.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like, now I got to try it.
I waited a long time before I got into that horrible medicine there. Buckley's. Yeah.
Is it Buckley's?
Buckley's. Oh, yeah. No, Buckley's. And I thought, what could be so horrible about it?
Oh, my gosh.
And then, wow.
It's not so bad now that they have tablets.
Yes.
But you're right. The
really
serum.
Make everybody have the syrup.
Oh, my God.
And it was my favorite.
It was horrible. I know, but you know what? It was tree sap.
That's my favorite marketing is it tastes horrible, but it works. Like they were telling the truth. They weren't like, oh, no, it's not that bad. No, we know it's awful because it works. And then I would take it was like, that is disgusting.
It was.
And then 24 hours later, it's completely healthy.
It was gag inducing.
Yeah.
Like, there's no way around it. Oh, my gosh.
Yes,
Mark.
now they have tablets.
Now I can taste. Oh.
So how did you deal with yours? I know you didn't have a cold. You had like sort of headaches and stuff, right? And
honestly, Tylenol just did the trick this time.
It was normal stuff.
Because it was more headache. I'd say a slight fever. I was warm. I wasn't like flu fever.
Yeah.
But I definitely had the sweats for a little bit. So yeah, I just took Tylenol and slept. Oh my God, sleep. And sleep.
So good.
Even now, the idea I just want to go home and crawl back into bed and sleep. So that tells me maybe that I am just worn down again, just needed my body telling me. And that's the thing too I've come to find. Really listen to those cues. Because when you don't, that's when you get knocked down. So when your body tells you, you need to you need to slow it down here, sister, and have a sleep.
Do you get into soups
that.
and stews and stuff like that when you get sick? Because I'm a big soup person.
Chicken noodle for sure.
Yeah.
There is a meme. You know you grew up in the 80s because when you had a day at home, this is what, and it was Vicks, Campbell's chicken noodle soup, crackers, the saltines, the Flintstones, and what else? There was something else on there too. There were 5 pictures, but I was like, yeah. Oh, ginger ale. Like, yes.
Oh, ginger ale, yeah.
That is a sick day right there.
Yep.
Flat ginger ale with chicken noodle soup and some Vicks, and you're good to go.
11 o'clock. Price is Right.
Price is Right came out. You watch some Bob Barker and The Wheel, and
that's when he was Robert
good.
Barker. He was so young, like so way.
I don't remember his hair ever being anything but white.
Yep. I remember pre.
Do you?
I remember when The Price is Right was new, and $25,000 Pyramid would be on with Dick Clark. That was my favorite.
I watched Jeopardy the other night with Mayim Bialik.
First time
yeah. I'd seen it.
Yeah.
She does pretty good.
Yeah. I bet you they're okay.
I was watching her thinking, what are people so angry about?
Because it's change. Because it's different.
Oh.
And you know what I think part of the problem is, though? It's funny you mention that, is a thing I've always railed against in business, and that is always manage your expectations. Jeopardy is always very much highbrow game show. Love it. You know, I'll take Egyptian
Very
pottery
structured.
for 800. You know, like who's
Oh
going
my
to know
gosh,
this stuff?
yes.
So you attract a certain sort of person who's going to be very exacting and have a very high standard for how things are done. And then they went through the whole process of who we're going to get after Alex Trebek passed away. God rest his soul. And they dragged it out to the point where it's like, just, rip the Band-Aid off, say we're going to hire this person and let them get good at it. And now they jump back and forth and nobody, so manage the expectations of the audience to stop making it so hard for them to, because if they had chosen somebody 3 years ago or 2 years ago, that wouldn't even be a concern right now. It would be done. It'd be over.
You
this
think
news
so?
person would be doing it and they would be better at it because they got it. And I mean, Drew Carey went through it after Bob Barker was done. Oh, I don't like Drew Carey. Well, he did it for a long time, and then but nobody talks about it. That's a problem.
No, you're right.
Yeah, so they just did a bad job of.
There was nobody that was going to be Alex Trebek. They weren't going to find.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Yeah, and that's just it. Watching her, I thought she is very good in this role. She suits it.
And is Ken Jennings horrible? I don't know. I never watched it.
I've never seen Ken Jennings. Although I was pulling for who's the Star Trek guy and the Reading Rainbow?
Burton.
Is that his name?
Lamar?
Yes. I was pulling for him.
Yeah.
I thought he would be very good.
And he was one of the only people that came out and said, I'd like it, please. Like, he applied for the job. That was the thing. He applied.
And fans wanted him.
Yeah.
Like, people wanted him to do it. I still don't get it. But Mayim Bialik, I thought was very good.
Good for her.
I did catch that while I was home.
But you're not a very good sick person at home because you cleaned your whole house.
God, yes.
Like you're supposed to relax.
I did sleep. I did. But in between naps, I can't. And that's what drives me crazy about my husband, because he can. When he's home, he can just go to bed and sleep and not care. And that makes him sound horrible, but he can just rest.
So that's how you view it, that he doesn't care.
No, he can rest. I can't. If I'm home, I got to do laundry. I got to vacuum. I'm here. I can do this now.
Even though you're quote unquote sick.
Even though I'm resting.
Even though you should be
in bed probably and should have slept all day yesterday. No, I just had naps. I'd sleep for about an hour and a half.
It's crazy, right? Monkey brain.
Get up.
Yeah.
See something that I felt needed to be done and do it, and then go back and go to bed. I can't. Yeah.
So you come back to work so that you don't have to work so hard.
Sometimes.
Yeah. Come back here.
Sometimes I do. I enjoy coming. I love my job every day, but there are days I come to work and it's enjoyable because I'm not at home looking at the mess that's waiting for me when I get there. Certainly. Absolutely. So when I'm homesick, it's it does. It bugs me. So I was working at home too.
Kathy will say I am probably the worst patient ever.
Because you can't do it either? You got to be up doing stuff?
I think so.
Yeah.
And it's not that I'm a martyr. It's just I don't get sick a lot, so I don't know how to handle it. I don't like the fact I can't do things. So I'll get up, she'll be like, what are you doing? I said, well, I thought I'd make a grilled cheese sandwich. I'll make you a sandwich. Go lie down. And then, of course, I said, well, don't talk to me like that. You hurt my feelings. And then before you know, it's like, this
then it's
isn't a
just a
thing.
big fight, and yeah.
What about, are you mad at me? It's like, oh my God, you're the worst patient. Just please go lie down. Okay?
Yes, but you have Kathy who's willing to do that. Quite honestly, I don't have that. My husband, God bless him, love him to death. He's at work too.
Yeah.
He's doing other things. And my kids know they aren't going to make me a grilled cheese sandwich.
Thank heavens.
Nor do I want them to.
No, stay away from the kitchen.
At this point, no,
Anything that
not
heats
quite
up,
yet.
stay away.
Exactly. So yeah, I guess maybe I'm just used to being on my own and used to just doing it. I'll just do it and then it's done.
And you're rarely,
and
if
it's hard
ever,
for me
sick.
to let that go. And that's where people get frustrated with me. I know, because I
don't
just
know about that.
do it.
Well, it's good to have you back because now we had a podcast.
Well, there you go.
Could be a
See,
quiet day
what are we
today.
going to talk about today? Well, let's just turn the mics on and see where it goes.
Chris Wood was our winner yesterday. We finally gave away card number 1 with the high-low game with Smiley Independent Grocer, $819.57, which prompted a number of listeners who knew the late John Smiley, who owned the store and passed
so
away
crazy.
in the spring, who said, do you know that his birthday was December 8th? Of 1957, 81957. And Cole in our production department said it was a random number.
So he didn't know that?
No, it was literally a random number.
See, I'm going to have
Not
to ask
provided
how.
us by Smiley, so you can't go in and say to Ian, come on,
Yeah,
tell
I
me the
figured
amount.
that's what it was. I figured Cole knew.
Nobody knows that amount was made up. And I, who choose not to believe in coincidences of stuff like that and say, thank you, John. We're glad everything's good. His way of checking in. I don't know. Good for him.
Sorry, you do believe in coincidences or you don't?
No. I believe there's always something. I mean, I do for the most part, but every once in a while, stuff like that's like,
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
And that's, I was going to ask Cole, okay, how did you get that number? Meaning literally that, not that you knew, but were you sitting at your desk and that number just came to you?
Exactly.
Or
right. Yeah.
did you go through something? What was your process of coming up with that number?
Did you put all
Because
the
I'm
digits
curious.
in a hat and pull them out in order? And that's the amount.
Exactly. Because I am like you. I don't believe
Every once in a while. Not all of them, but every
there
once in a while.
necessarily
Something
are
like that.
quote unquote coincidences, that there is a reason and something
it's
else
like,
behind it.
And sometimes it is the way our minds work. Then you realize later, it's like, no, I guess I was thinking of that. Like this morning on the Pulse, when you asked me who's going to play Miss Potts in the live action animated Beauty and the Beast, and I said, I have Emma Thompson in mind. You said, that's because she was in the movie. And I'd forgotten that. So sometimes it's like, oh no, I don't know why. I thought she'd be perfect. Well, because she already did the role.
But then there's times like last week where the day before Angela Lansbury passed away, I had the thought of, how old is she?
Yeah.
She has to be close to passing.
And Charity,
then she did.
Charity killed Angela Lansbury.
Thanks, Mark.
So
Thanks for that.
take it with you today.
How things come to mind
Yep.
is very, it's eerie.
Second
sometimes.
card is out there, though. We've had a couple of guesses. I won't tell you what they are, but both
We're not
answers
allowed.
were higher. So be listening for your chances with Emily this afternoon, then join us again tomorrow morning. We don't even know what throwback is tomorrow, but we're going to be
Yes, we
unveiling
do.
it. Yes, we do. I just remembered.
Yes, we do.
I
do.
just remembered. I just remembered.
Yes, we do.
Oh, it's so good.
But I haven't sent them in yet. If you want to change, are you thinking you want to change them?
No, I don't think I do.
Okay, then I'm
I
gonna.
might.
What?
I got 2 songs. I got 3
So
songs.
same theme.
Oh, same thing. But
Okay.
How do I? Oh yeah. Are you keeping your song?
Yeah.
Now we're just talking to each other and nobody cares. A primo artist has just been, in a way, given a high compliment with a doll.
I would say so. Absolutely.
And so, in honor of that, we're going to pay tribute to her ourselves.
Really, any excuse to play her is amazing.
Oh,
and
yes.
this
So
definitely
thank
gives
you.
it to us. Yeah.
This is going to be great. Mm-hmm. And I hope I win. So that's going to be coming up tomorrow morning.
You
Join
probably
us
will. You're
the
on a
air.
streak.
Really on a roll.
You
Really
are.
pretty
That's
good.
2
And
weeks
by
in a
the
row.
way, we've also decided on our burgers with Burger Revolution for November, when we have the BOTMs, the Burger of the Month. We've landed on something I think pretty darn cool. So we got to hear back from Jeff from Burger Revolution.
He's going to tweak it and put the finishing touches on them.
Then he's going to make the burgers, and then Charity and I have to eat them.
It's a tough job.
Okay. So I'm going to go put a couple of ingredients together with mine. I think they're going to be really good.
I
Then they'll
think
be
so, too.
available at the Belleville and Trenton locations.
Raising money again for local charities. And we've got a holiday theme this year. Both of our charities based around the holidays, which is
$1 from each, I think.
Yep.
Going to be going to local
Which I think
charities.
is pretty awesome.
Over the holidays. So we'll have that coming up. So we got a lot of stuff happening in the hopper, as they say. So join us tomorrow morning with Mark and Charity Mornings here on 95.5 Hits FM.